Friends, so let us start with the Hoysala dynasty. कब से कब तक था? 10th to 14th century. Again, initially they were feudatories just like the Sionas. They were also feudatories of the Chalukyas, Western Chalukyas, and they rose to prominence by 12th century when the Chalukyan power started to collapse. So in the south, in the Kannad region, we had the Hoysalas, and in the Maharashtrian regions, we had the Sionas. Okay, so keep this in mind. If you will see the empire, तो यहाँ पर जो है इस एरिया में you had the Yadavas, okay, and then this area was belonging to the Hoysala Empire, okay. ठीक है दोस्त. सो अब हम बात करते हैं इनके राइज टू पावर का. सो इन बाय द लेट 11th एंड अर्ली 12th सेंचुरी, होयसाला रूलर जिसमें बित्ती देव, जिसमें विष्णुवर्धन उनका नाम था, और एरेयांगा, they asserted their independence because the Chalukyans they started to decline. And through strategic alliances, they built a powerful kingdom which centered at Belur. Now, Belur is very important. And later, Halebid. So these two were the main center. कौन-कौन से center थे होयसालास के? होयसाला के center थे पहले. First was the Belur center, and then it was Halebid. Okay, so ये दोनों याद रखिएगा दोस्त. बेलूर और हालेबिड, these were the two centers. Major rulers कौन-कौन से थे? You had Vishnuvardhan. Vishnuvardhan was there approximately in the 12th century, early 12th century to mid 12th century, and he consolidated Hoysala rule. And then came Veer Ballal the second. So Veer Ballal was the second major ruler. He came during the later part of the 12th and early 13th century, and he extended Hoysala influence to southern Karnataka and parts of Tamil Nadu. पहले कहां पर located थे? Northern Karnataka. So this person, Veer Ballal the second, he came and then he expanded the territories. Then came Narasimha the second and Veer Ballal the third, who continued their expansions till the Delhi Sultanate came and Halebid was ransacked. Okay. So Hoysala Empire is basically from 1026 to 1343 AD. Okay. कब से कब तक है? 1026 टू 1343 एडी के बीच में आपको ये मिलेगा. 1343, बाय दिस टाइम द दिल्ली सल्तनत ऑनस्लॉट लेड टू द डिक्लाइन of the Hoysala Empire. Okay. So sometimes don't you wonder where are the descendants of these people? What they are doing? Are they also preparing for UPSC like us? Having ancestors as kings 800, 900 years back. Sometimes I do wonder, because what happened is that when the Khiljis came, okay, when the Khiljis came and the entire system collapsed. Okay, the entire system collapsed, and they went and started to have some kind of influence on a few villages from empire, controlling an empire. They went and became some kind of a feudal lords for few villages. Okay, so what we know about the Mughals is that the descendants of the Mughals, Bahadur Shah Zafar, are living in slums. Okay, so I'm not very sure whether these people are also having that poor status, but I think they might be now service class like us. हमारे जैसे ही सर्विस क्लास हो सकते हैं. देयर माइट बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी बिकॉज वेल्थ किसके पास है इंडिया में? either you are somebody, okay, you are somebody who made money in the tech revolution or something like that. Either you are a politician or you have generational wealth by collaborating with the British. आपके पास अगर जनरेशनल वेल्थ है तो यू वेर अ ब्रिटिश कोलैबोरेटर, and in the 1800s and 1900s your ancestor might have collaborated with the British in the trade and you became wealthy because of that. But I'm not very sure about the, okay, not many of them basically. जैसे हम बात कर रहे हैं about the Mauryan descendants, and we are talking about the Hoysala descendants. We are not very sure where they are. ठीक है, तो ये चीज बस आपको बतानी थी that they must be living. Okay, these people must be living among us now. from being kings 700 800 years back, they are now living with us. ईस्ट अफ्रीका कौन जाएगा? ईस्ट अफ्रीका से थोड़ी आए थे ये. होयसा I'm talking about this Hoysala dynasty, that okay, once they collapsed, or even the Sionas, once they collapsed, okay, so that is the whole thing. Hoysala art and architecture is important. Why? Because last year in 2023, last to last year, they were included in the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay. So Hoysalas are especially renowned for their unique temple architecture, जिसमें star-shaped ground plan. So now this can come as a GS1 mains question. Why? Because of the fact that it was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. So star-shaped ground plans, many Hoysala shrines, they rest on a stellate or a star-like platform, creating multiple projections and recesses around the outer wall. So now this is important point. And then there is a soapstone construction. The Hoysala temple, they largely employ soapstone, which is chloritic schist, a material which is soft enough for precise carving. So what is this? This is a material, specific material which is used by the Hoysalas. So इसमें होता क्या था? What used to happen basically was that it used to be like soap. Have you seen the artifacts made up of soap? There are certain people, artists, who use soap to make different kind of carvings. But the soap stone is a stone. It's not soap. It is a stone which has the softness of a soap. But once it hardens, it becomes a very durable material. So why this was used by the Hoysalas? It was used by the Hoysalas so that they can do intricate carvings. Because once you work on that and then you leave it to dry out, it used to be very durable. And once it used to dry out, it used to leave behind very beautiful designs. So Delhi Sultanate under Khilji was the first major Islamic empire. You can say that if you're talking about territories and geographical expanse, then yes, you are correct in saying this. Because before him, you had people like Iltutmish, Balban. Okay, so all these people were there, and they were more busy in fighting among themselves, fighting the court rather than expanding themselves. They were busy in consolidating the areas around Delhi, because these people also had to fight with the Turkish nobles. ओके, सो तुर्क्स जो थे, अफगान वर्सेस तुर्क बहुत होता था, because the Delhi Sultanate was a mixture of Afghan and Turks. So the Turks, they held the noble position, and the Afghans, they held more or less the other kind of military positions. So उसके वजह से there used to be a lot of friction among these people. Okay, so that is why Razia Sultan, she was basically killed by this treachery only, by the treachery of the Turks only. Okay, so you can say that ki Khilji was the first major Islamic empire when we talk about the expanse of the territory. Okay, so they had platforms. So the temples, the Hoysala temples, it typically stand on a raised platform, जिसको जगती कहते थे. All these words, all these words have to go in your GS1 mains. If you are writing Jagati, if you are writing the soapstone, if you are writing the star-shaped plan or the stellate plan, then only your answer will stand out. Okay, your answer has to stand out from the crowd. Otherwise, they will give you an average number and you will be limited to 70, 75, 80 marks. Many Hoysala temples are either single shrine, double shrine or triple shrine. तो एक कुता, द्विकुता और त्रिकुता. So ये भी याद रखिएगा, multiple shrines, either one shrine, two shrine, three shrines. Every form was found in the Hoysala architecture and the interiors were highly ornate. अभी हमने बात की सियोनास के बारे में, वहां पर मिनिमम था, minimum decorations, whereas in Hoysalas there was high level of decoration. The key temples were Chennakesava temple in Belur, which was built around 1117 by Vishnuvardhan. Again, this is important. किसने बनाया था? विष्णुवर्धन ने बनाया था, to commemorate his military victory. Then came Hoysaleshwara temple in Halebid around 12th century, and it is dedicated to Shiv. Then came Kedareshwara temple in Halebid and Chennakesava temple in Somnathpura. So there are two Chennakesava temple. Please remember, one Chennakesava temple is in Belur, the other Chennakesava temple is in Somnathpura. Okay, so Chennakesava temple is dedicated to which ruler? Or is dedicated not to which ruler but to which deity? It is dedicated to which deity? It's a Vaishnava temple. Okay, it is a Vaishnava temple in its heart. So there are two. There is one in Somnathpura. Okay, there is one in Somnathpura, and then there is one in Belur. Belur one is made by Vishnuvardhan, and this Somnathpura is built by not a king but a general. Okay, whose name was Somnatha Dandanayaka. So Dandanayaka, you understand, is it a name or a title? It's a name or a title? It's a title. Dandanayaka, याद आया? हमने बात की थी. Somebody who is a high ranking official, like a justice. Okay, so I told you कि complexity was very less. In those days, person who used to be the chief justice used to also be some kind of minister. Okay, so ये जो है सोमनाथपुरा में सोमनाथ दंडनायका जी जो है, was a general, a Hoysala general, not a king. He built this temple. Okay, all right. So literary tradition में Hoysalas, they were vigorous supporters of literature. So this can also come in your GS1 mains paper. And Kannada literature जो है उसमें Jain and Veerashaiva writers, they found patronage at the Hoysala court. People like Pampa, Rana and Ponna. So these were the three Ratnas or the three gems of Kannada literature. Now these three are very, very important. These three are extremely important, these three people. And under Veer Ballal II, works such as Champu Kavya by Naya Sen and Harihara's Ragale, these were the write-ups or poetries that were published. So Pampa, Rana and Ponna जो है, they basically, the three Ratnas, they existed a few years before when the Hoysala rose to prominence. So they were not exactly during the Hoysalas, but इनके जो work है, it was vigorously promoted. Okay, so these people, they were vigorously promoting the works of the three Ratnas. Okay, so और किसी के बारे में आप जानते हैं? और किसी के बारे में आप जानते हैं कि इस समय approximately around this time that a person was there, बसावना के बारे में जानते हैं या बसावा के बारे में? One of the most important Bhakti movement scholars from the Karnataka area. So ये जो बसावा जी हैं, he was basically during the same time चालुक्यास के समय. ओके, चालुक्यास और कालचूरीस के समय थे. चालुक्यास और कालचूरीस के समय बसावास थे, और बसावा जी जो थे, he was a Lingayat reformer and he wrote the Vachanas. He wrote what? He wrote the Vachanas. बसावा के वचनास जो हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा बहुत ज्यादा ये मैटर करते हैं इन द कन्नड़ ट्रेडिशन. ओके, and he was the person who introduced the concept. बसावा जी जो है, he introduced the concept of अनुभव मंटपा. दिस विल बी गिवन टू यू इन अ सेपरेट लिस्ट. मैं आपको जब लिटरेचर वाला लिस्ट दूंगा तो उसमें ये मिलेगा आपको. सो बसावा जी जो है, इन्होंने अनुभव मंटपा जो है, विच इज द हॉल ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल एक्सपीरियंस. दिस इज द हॉल ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल experience which was established by Basawaji, and Basawaji existed around this time only. He was a minister initially. Okay, he was a minister and he existed approximately during the time period of the Chalukyas and the Kalachuris. Okay, and he was a prime minister under the Kalachuri king Bijalla. Okay, so he was basically कालचूरीज ऑफ कल्याणी. आपको याद होगा, हमने क्लास में किया भी है, याद आया. द कालचूरीज ऑफ कल्याणी. तो कालचूरीज जो है उनमें एक किंग था बिज्जल्ला. उन्हीं का जो है ये एक मिनिस्टर थे, एंड दे एग्जिस्टेड अराउंड द सिमिलर टाइमलाइन व्हेन द होयसालास दे स्टार्टेड टू गेन प्रोमिनेंस. तो इनके वर्क, इनके जो वर्क हैं, एंड द वर्क ऑफ पंपा, राणा एंड पुन्ना. Please remember these four writers: Pampa, Rana, Ponna, and Basawa. These are the four main Kannada writers. They existed sometime before the Hoysalas, but they were promoted by the Hoysalas. And Pampa, Rana, and Ponna are the three gems of Kannada literature. ये तीनों कौन है? थ्री जेम्स ऑफ कन्नडा लिटरेचर. इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीबडी? बसावना के बारे में आप समझ गए हैं. बिज्जला किंग थे, हु वाज अ किंग ऑफ द कालचूरीज. उनके कोर्ट में थे ये बसावा, बट ही वाज ड्यूरिंग द सिमिलर टाइमलाइन. हमने टाइमलाइन क्या पढ़ा है? 10th to 14th century. This is the timeline of the Hoysalas, and this is also the timeline of Basawa. Basawa existed around the 12th century. So when the Hoysalas were rising in status, Basawa जो है, he had already composed his works and he had already started his Lingayat reforms. Okay, so we will study about the Lingayats in the Bhakti movement class, but अभी के लिए आपको ये समझना होगा. ठीक है? Is it clear? Hoysala court also employed Sanskrit Pandits and royal donation to Agraharas. What are Agraharas? This is important. These were the Brahminical educational centers. Okay. लिंगायत और वीर शैव मूवमेंट, इट थ्राइव्ड अंडर द होयसाला पैट्रोनेज. मैंने बताया आपको बसावा जी, he had passed away around 1296 by the turn of 13th century when the Hoysala started to gain prominence. So approximately this time also Hoysala started to give patronage to the Lingayats as well. Okay, while Shaivism dominated Hoysala temple, जिसमें से एक होयसालेश्वरा टेम्पल जो है, that is dedicated to Shiv, but also Vaishnav shrines like the Chennakesava temples at Belur was dedicated to Lord Vishnu. And ये हमें क्या बताता है? Multi-sect environment. That we are seeing what? We are seeing a multi-sect environment. Okay. राइवलरीज किसके साथ थी इनकी? कालचूरीज के साथ थी, यादवास के साथ थी, ककातियास के साथ थी, पांड्यास के साथ थी. सो यहां पर आप ध्यान दीजिएगा that all these were, if rivalry existed, my dear friends, it means that they were the contemporaries. If rivalry exists, it means contemporary. rivalry कैसे होगी? मेरे I exist in 2025. Will I be having rivalry with somebody in the 1920s? Is it possible? So ये समझिए, अगर लिखा हुआ है rivalry तो contemporary भी होगा. And if contemporary is there, there is a chance UPSC can ask some kind of question where you will require, okay, you will require to see whether contemporary two kingdoms are contemporaries or not. Is it clear? Victories under Vishnuvardhan and Veer Ballal II extended Hoysala influence across southern Karnataka, parts of Andhra and Tamil country, and in later stages the kingdom was partitioned among princes with Halebeed or Dwara Samudra as the northern seat and Kannanur or Tiruchirappalli or Kollar acting as the southern seat. So this was after the decline due to the Khilji invasion. Okay. So after repeated invasions by Malik Kafur, finally ये जो होयसाला एम्पायर है, it started to collapse, and Veer Ballal III was the last great ruler who struggled to maintain autonomy, and eventually he succumbed to the onslaughts by the Madurai Sultanate. मदुरई सल्तनत किसके एरिया में बना था दोस्त? किस एम्पायर के एरिया में बना था? कल ही मैंने बताया। जल्दी से बताइए, किस किस एरिया, किसके एरिया में बना था? मलिक कफूर ने बनाया था, लेकिन किसके एरिया में? वेरी गुड, पांड्यास के। एक्सीलेंट, पांड्यास के एरिया में बनाया था। ठीक है, सो इस चीज को ध्यान रखिएगा। इज इट क्लियर? वंडरफुल। तो ये जो है आपका, बेसिकली दिस इज सॉर्ट ऑफ डन, और हमें ये भी पता चलता है कि होयसाला टेम्पल्स एट बेलूर, हालेबीड एंड सोमनाथपुरा आर इन द यूनेस्को वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज लिस्ट, एंड दे आर द 42nd वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट। ठीक है, सो दिस कैन बी अ क्वेश्चन about, you can, they can ask you about the art, they can ask you about the architecture, and they can ask you about the literature. Okay, इन तीनों के बारे में ये पूछ सकते हैं, इन स्पेशली इन GS1 मेंस के, क्योंकि हमें प्रीलिम्स तो सिर्फ नहीं निकालना है, हमें थोड़ा बहुत मेंस के लिए भी देखना है ना, कि सो दैट एटलीस्ट by the time we are done with our prelims prep, 30% of our GS prep is also done at least, so that जो 3 महीने मिलेंगे आपको प्रीलिम्स के बाद, उसमें आपका काम थोड़ा कम हो जाए, है ना। तो इसीलिए मैं आपको इनपुट्स देते रहूंगा, ठीक है।